Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video I would like to do a quick follow-up to a previous video I did on port knocking. So here I have a FreeBSD machine and the first thing I'm going to do is pkg search endless SSH or endless H. And you can see here this is an SSH tarpit. Alright, this is pretty cool. So I have it already installed in my system. So I will just do pkg install endless H, endless SSH. But for me, this is already installed. Now let's have a look at the configuration. Vim user local etc endless ssh dot conf. We have a sample file, but we want conf. And here you can see I set the configuration, this program to listen on port 2222. Here for demonstration purposes, I just put a half a second delay between individual lines. You can do this much slower. You're going to see what this is about. And we're going to see the max line length, the maximum number of lines, the log level. And for now, I'm just using IPv4, so that configuration should be more than enough. Here we see service, endless SSH. Currently, status is running. So we could just do a service enable and then start. I have done this previously. If you have not done, you can do it yourself. All right, so let's look at network VTnet 0, and I have the IP address 192.168.65.3. Let's try to SSH to the machine. Okay, we go to a terminal and I try ssh.bvv because I want to see what is happening there. And let's just try test. It doesn't really matter. 192.168.65.3. And now look at what is going to happen. It's doing the banner exchange, and you can see here that a banner is just inputting, or it's going lots and lots of characters. Really weird. Let me lower the font size a little bit so you can see it better. And look at this. This is a never-ending thing. It's the SSH tarpit. So this is to put off people that try to connect to the machine, and they will have, yes, they will have a tarpit. But you might notice here something weird. How did I connect to the machine using port 22 when I started the service in port 2222? All right. So this is now the next step, which is related with the port knocking. So what you've seen is that I landed in the tarpit because I didn't do the port knocking. Now let's try netcat w1i1 on port 4567 and 192.168. I think this is like that. Or maybe the port is the other way around. 192.168. 65.3 on 4567. And let's do the same thing here on 67, and then let's do 68 and again 68, and then let's try again SSH to test at 192.168.65.3. I'm not doing anything to the server. Let's try this out. Okay, so it's doing the port knocking. And currently it is stuck. Okay, that's fine. Let's have a look at the configuration on the PF configuration on the server, and let's see what is happening there. So this should be working, and we're going to make it work. But let's first switch to the machine here, and let's see cat or let's do our favorite text editor, etc pf.conf. And here you see that we have a really weird configuration. All right, so I still did not rename this. It's test 1, test 2. It should be stage 1, stage 2. Bear with me, this is fine. It's just the name of the table. And we have the table band. So we have 3 tables: step 1, step 2, and band. The first rule that we have here is a redirect rule, and this is why the tarpit was working, and basically says any connection coming from VTnet 0, which with a protocol TCP, that is not on the step 2, which didn't do the port knocking, and is coming on port 22, is going to be redirected to port 2222, and this is why we get the tarpit. All right. The next rule says pass out quick, so we allow traffic to go out and we keep state. Now, this is the next interesting rule. We block anything that is in the band table. This is effectively kind of a fail to ban implemented by hand. All right, so this, if the IP address has been banned, we are going to block it. Now, forget about this rule. I'm going to discuss about this ruling soon. And there is here, the next one is pass in on VTnet 0, anything with prototype TCP that is on the step 2. So I achieved and I did the port knocking. And if it comes on port 22, I allow it and I keep the state. So I need to achieve the test 2, which in this case I'm calling the table test 2, which is the second step in the port knocking. All right, now here are the interesting rules, those here. The first rule says pass in quick on VTnet 0 prototype TCP. All right. If we are in the table in the step 1 and a port is not 4568 and we are trying to do the port knocking we are trying to get to the second step because we achieved already the first step. We try to do a port knocking which is not on port 4568, then we go to the overload band. We ban this IP address. You're not knocking, you're not using the secret knock. All right, so this is if you don't do the secret knock sequence, then you get banned. The next step is the port knocking sequence that we've seen already in a previous video. So, but a little bit different. Here, we overload, we do add the IP address to test 1 to the first step. If we knock on port 4567, and the IP address is still not in the first step, not on test 1. And of course, we do more than one connection over 30 seconds. So we do, for example, 2 connections. That's why my first netcat command was to port 4567. And this is going to put the IP address in the first step. And once it is in the first step, I need to be careful not to get IP address banned. And here comes the last rule, which says, if you are in the first step, you did this already, and you knock on port 4568, I put you in table 2 in the second step, and this means that next time you try to connect, lo and behold, you will pass to port 22. So the correct sequence to knock is as I've done before, 2 times on 4567, 2 times on 4568, and then we should be going to port 22. And since this is the second rule, it overrides the redirection here. Actually, because we have not on the test 2. So this means once we get into the second step, we did a port knocking, the redirection rule doesn't work anymore, and we are allowed to go to port 22. if we are not banned. This rule here is another variant of this. So if you take this thing and do it like that, it just means that we do not redirect the incoming connection to the tarpit, but we block anything that is not coming, is not on the second step. So if you try to go to port 22 and you don't want to install the tarpit, the SSH tarpit, well, you can just block that port. So this is another variant. But for now, I like the tarpit. Let's keep it like this. Now, why didn't this work? Let's see pfctl, ctl, tables. We should have band test1 and test2. And let's go to the table test1. Actually, let's go to the band and let's show its contents. Ooh, we got banned before. All right. Why did we get banned? Well, probably because we were trying to do the SSH without doing the port knocking and we got the tarpit, etc., etc. No problem. Let's just flush this table and let's flush table. So test1 and let's flush test2. So we are completely clear, and let's now try to do the secret port knocking. All right, go back to the command, and here netcat with 4567, 4567, 4568, 4568. Aha, here this is probably why we got banned. And then we try the SSH. Let's see if this is working. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we should avoid the tarpit. Come on, this should work. Yes, there we go. And we are in the machine. Very cool, very awesome. And if we try again to log into the machine, let's just see. I'm not sure if I'm currently banning the things. Yeah, we are still in the machine. We are still in the machine. We did the secret port knocking. Let's go to the machine now to see what happens with the tables. So let's test2 show. Yes, now I'm at step 2. I'm there. And let's see step 1. Of course, I'm also there. And am I banned? I should not be. No, I'm not banned. Finally, the cron tab -e, you can still install. Okay, this is wrong. This is not the knock. This is from the previous video. And we can say test1 and here test2. And the banning, we might not want to permanently ban an IP address, but we might want to do something like, okay, this is currently commented out. We can say here, for example, banned, and we say here every here. So this is every minute, every 100 minutes, about every 2 hours, so 6,000, a large number. So it will take quite a lot of time for the IP address not to be banned anymore, to be cleared. This is with the expire table. You can see the previous video for a deeper explanation. All right, and this is it. I hope you liked the information and that you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, you know already what to do. There is the like button there. And I'm going to be very happy if you also give me some comments and suggestions. Otherwise, thank you for passing by. Take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.